entitled mom tells my 14-year-old sister that she was asking to be harassed, and that Karen gets served justice. Okay, OP.
Yeah, that's something you don't say.
That is not something you say.
Unless you're a Karen.
Unless you're a Karen. I am 16, almost 17, and my sister is 14. Let's call her S. We were raised by a single dad who is ex-military and firmly believes if someone starts a fight with you, you should end it. I attend a pretty swanky boarding school in the UK, and there's plenty of entitled moms and entitled kids running around, but they're the sort that are rich and don't realize that they're a bit dense. So they get into a lot of shenanigans. In the boarding house next to mine is this entitled kid. He's 17, a very unpleasant young lad.
It's bad when they're older, too.
Yeah. He's not particularly bright as a student, but he's in the first team for rugby and is generally quite athletic. This is like a rather big dude.
Yeah.
He's been known to be a bully for a while now, but he also seems to have a darker side.
I'm imagining Dudley from Harry Potter. That's the vision I have in my...
Yeah, honestly, that's exactly what you should imagine. Like an overweight, dumb-looking kid. Many girls have accused him of making creepy comments and openly threatening them.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so this bullying is kind of going to another level. Around the start of October, our drama class began to do casting for a high school musical.
Hey.
There's not a star in heaven that we can reach. High School Musical. Around the start of October, our drama class began to casting for a high school musical. S, my sister, is absolutely obsessed with it for some reason. So me being a good brother and one of the favorite drama students, I guess he's a big drama guy, has a scholarship and managed to get her a role as a backup dancer. And she was super happy. Nice. Well, enter entitled kid who also wanted to make his big foray into drama. And he was cast as a backup dancer. But to be honest, his acting and singing was questionable at best. Stick to rugby, my guy.
Stick to rugby.
But what this means is he was working closely with my sister and the other dancers most of the time. No problem, right? Wrong. My sister tells me in the first day, he is already getting creepy with her and some of the other girls. More concerningly, younger backup dancers. I talked with my girlfriend about it and decided the next day I'd have a polite word with him. And I feel like this is an obligatory Reddit comment, but he says, I'm slightly autistic, so I sometimes need guidance on how to handle things like this. Next day, I went to the drama room and I clearly heard him say something which I will not repeat to my sister and another girl. Oh, I walked up to him, already not in a fantastic mood, and said something along the lines of, don't you dare say that to my sister or any of the girls here. You understand? B replies, deadass, or what? What are you going to do about it, huh? This next part, I clearly didn't think through properly, but I said, well, I could either knock your lights out or get you kicked out of the play and the rugby team with what I've heard you just say.
True.
Now, I'm 6 foot, 135 pounds, and I'm by no means weak, but this guy is easily 6'3" and 190 pounds.
Bro, he's 6 foot and 135 pounds? This guy is a freaking rail.
He's a skeleton of a man. But nevertheless, he grunts some agreement out and buggers off. I thought nothing of it, and the play went off without a hitch. Cut to 3 weeks ago, 9 p.m. when the homework time ends, I decided to go out with my sister and girlfriend to celebrate 8 months. And I'm so glad we did. We're walking behind the main school building when we heard someone clearly in distress. My girlfriend immediately went to find a teacher and I ran over to see what was going on. Since at first I thought someone had tripped or something, like, they'd fallen, were hurt.
Got it. Yeah.
I find entitled kid has backed in my sister into a corner and is threatening her and shouting obscenities, standing in a very predatory stance. She's lying on the floor with a noticeable bruise on her face and sort of shouting in anger and pain. I immediately sort of grabbed entitled kid and started throwing punches. My only goal was to get this monster away from my sister. Now, despite him having size and most definitely strength on me, I quickly realized every time he hit me, it didn't hurt so bad. But when I hit him, he felt it more than I did. OP's packing a punch.
Hey, bra pa pa, baby.
I attribute this to the fact that I've gotten beaten up my whole life. Sad. Mainly because people assume the autistic kid won't fight back. But that's where they're wrong.
That's right.
While this prancing little princess of an entitled kid probably isn't used to getting hit at all. Eventually, I got him in a headlock, which I maybe held for too long. And when I let go, he didn't fight back. So I just got up and started kicking him. Okay, maybe OP is taking it a little far.
It's in like the heat of the moment.
Yeah. I'm not one for excessive violence, but something about this predator attacking my tiny, defenseless sister made me mad. Of course, in a case of very bad timing, girlfriend and teacher show up just as entitled kid is getting the crap beat out of him. Teacher naturally separates us and gets us both sent to the headmaster's office the following morning.
The headmaster.
The headmaster. It's very Wizards of Harry Potter.
Wizards of Potter! You're a Potter wizard!
So the headmaster, fairly enough, seeing that entitled kid is badly beaten and the teacher saw me kicking him, the headmaster thought I was the aggressor, which makes like relative sense because entitled kid's disciplinary record is for the most part clean and mine has a few fights on it. Enter entitled mom, the queen bee with a Karen haircut, fake nails, and very fake tan skin. She arrives and promptly starts to absolutely go bat crazy on me for assaulting her 190-pound 6'3" baby boy. I once again did myself zero favors by bellowing back just as loud at what a piece of crap her child is in front of the headmaster. As far as I'm concerned, entitled kid was about to assault my sister, and this bee was defending him. At this point, I begin to think that I could be in big poo-poo, because fights are not something my school appreciate, and I could even face expulsion.
Oh, wow.
So this is serious.
Lots on the line.
Lots on the line. That is, until my girlfriend and my sister show up. Having asked headmaster to hear their side of the story and claiming to have proof, it turns out my sister, the clever girl she is, had started recording on her phone while it was in her pocket when entitled kid approached her. She's an Evan genius. The
Seriously?
video lasted around 7 minutes and was full of the entitled kid threatening her and trying to assault her and saying how she should fight back. And then it ended when the teacher showed up. At this point, the headmaster decides that our parents will meet with him about entitled kid's behavior and my behavior. So it's still up in the air if OP is going to get expelled. My dad told me that the entitled mom basically called me a menace to society, along with saying I should be kept away from the normal kids.
Bruh, her son is a menace to society.
Yeah, the son's a menace to society. And OP is like, okay, B, I'm autistic, not psychotic. My dad was infuriated and said, at least I didn't raise a creep. And amid their bickering, the headmaster showed them a video. Entitled mom then just tried to justify entitled kid's words by saying, well, that B was asking for entitled kid to talk to her like that.
Oh,
basically saying that she was asking for it.
Oh.
I'm surprised my father didn't cave in her skull right then and there at that remark. In the end, entitled kid has been expelled. After some of the other girls and the headmaster saw some of the unsavory things entitled kid has said and done to them. His mother has also permanently been removed from the school grounds. Apparently she was a career advisor. The mother's a career advisor and gets
so
freaking removed. My dad is proud of me and my sister and got pizza and a new computer for her bravery.
There we go. Hold on. I just got to clap it up for the parents real quick. That's awesome. Shout out to them.
And that is how I protected my sister from an entitled Karen and an entitled kid.
Wow. Wow. That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I'm glad that all is right with the world at the end. You know, it's sometimes when like the kids' parents work at the school, like sometimes those are the worst kids because they get away with so much.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I'm glad OP stood up for his sister. You got to stand up against those creeps.
And you know what else you need to stand up for? The follow button of our channels.
Yeah, subscribe, follow on Spotify if you really want to support us, like Kathy Quigley.
Hey, shout out Kathy.
Kathy Quigley, thank you for being our first Patreon supporter. If anyone else wants to keep this show going and alive, support us on Patreon. It really helps.
That's right. And with that, we will see y'all next time.
See you soon.